Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I got some happy mail, well I should say over the last couple days, and so I've got multiple boxes to open. So I'm going to do them in one big video and we're going to open all three of these boxes. This is the Soya Friends box, this is Pastry Shop's treat box, which is one of my favorites, and this is the So What box. So these all are very different boxes. So this is a good way for you to see which one's best for you. If you would like any of these boxes, the link to them is in the description box below, but I'll talk more about each one as we go along. Here I have the So What box for the month of October. Now the So What box is a project-based box. They do have a fabric-based box as well, so you can get fat quarters, or you can get the one with the project. The nice thing about the one with the project is that everything comes pre-cut and ready for you to pull out of the box and just sew. Alright, so this month is So Purple. Every month there's a color theme, which I really like. And I'm going to turn it over. It says split for details. Oh, this month's project is a pieced scarf pre-cut project kit. I will be making this for sure. And the thing that I like about theirs is that I can't show you the back of this because it's got a code on it for the video, but there's a tutorial video that goes along with it. You get the pattern, you get the fabric all pre-cut, and then you get bonus. So this is your bonus fabric right here. So we got some purple, as you can see, because the theme is purple this month. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And then here's the printed pattern for the pieced scarf. And then this is the kit. Now, the thing I like about these, and let me pull this off because you can't see it, the glare, is that, do you guys see the top of this where it says prep time 2 minutes? That's because all you have to do is take all this out and figure out what goes where, and that's it. Maybe iron it a little bit if it's wrinkled, but as you can see, all the pieces are all pre-cut in here for us. They give you a matching spool of thread, which, to be honest with you, I don't usually use the thread because it's polyester. I'm not a polyester girl. I'm a cotton girl. Sorry. I know there's polyester people out there, and you can use polyester if you want. Let me take this plastic out of the way here. And they also give you pins every month and whatever else you need to finish it. So this looks like something that we'll need to finish off the scarf. Probably the fringe for the ends if I had to imagine. This purple thread, even though it's polyester, I won't use it. It is really, really pretty and it does match. And then we've got all these pre-cut squares here to make this scarf. So this is going to be really pretty. I'm not sure if this is going to be the inside, like the lining of the scarf, but because it's a big piece. But here's what that's going to look like. So I really like that. It says what you'll need: sewing machine, scissors, iron. What we send: pre-cut fabrics, pre-cut cotton tassels. So yeah, that's polyester thread, sewing pins, a sewing machine needle, video, and written instructions. Now there are instructions on the back, but I find that those aren't as helpful as the video and then actually the whole pattern, which is in there. And I'm not going to open all that right now. So I'm going to put this all back in here. So great project this month. And yes, there's a sewing machine needle in there. And then the extra fabric, which they usually have extra project suggestions on the pattern website, or on the, they call it a members only video vault, and she has all kinds of patterns and tutorials on there. So I'm sure she's got some kind of pattern that we can use that for. All right, so that was the So What box for the month of October. That was a lovely box. I like purple a lot, so yay. All right, so the next one we're going to open is the Pastry Shop box of treats. Okay, here I have my Pastry Shop box of treats. This should be box number 14. I've made no secret that this is one of my favorite boxes on the market. I love the projects that Pastry Shop, or Sherry over at Pastry Shop Quilts, puts into these boxes. She does such a good job, and she always uses Moda fabrics, which makes me happy because I love Moda fabrics. I always know they're going to be good quality. So this is a project-based box. The other one is a pre-cut small sewing project. This is a quilting project. And the Soya box is a fabric box. Now they do give you a project in that one, but it's more fabric-based, so you can do anything with it. So this one's definitely a project box, as she always writes a quilt pattern. or quilt project box, I should say. The other one, the So What box, is a sewing box. I don't think they've had a quilting project yet in that one. So these boxes are all a little bit different. So yeah, treat box number 14, called Fall Blooms. Ooh, there's the pattern. That's cute. Let's see. It says, Fall Blooms brings us warmth and feeling of the season that welcomes fall gatherings with friends and family. The Rustic Gathering Collection. Ooh, that's a pretty fabric collection. I have some of that. By Primitive Gatherings brings us a palette reminiscent of crisp autumn leaves, pumpkin pies, and spiced treats. Your box includes 2 Rustic Gathering charm packs and fabric for the border of the quilt. The center of the blooms needs to be squared up at 3.5 by 3.5 inches, and the ruler is just the tool for this, including a seamstress coaster. Included is a seamstress coaster for all your fall drinks. Sorry, I did a run-on sentence there. To add the color of your box, there is a pencil with quilty quotes. To complete the fall theme, the mini charm is Sweetfire Road's Spellbound, which was in her Halloween box. She's got a special edition Halloween box, and that had the Spellbound fabric, which is beautiful. The spool of black silk finished thread could be a complement for your binding. For a sweet fall treat, I've included a limited edition caramel Tootsie Pop, chased just like caramel apples. With the unprecedented heat this summer, I think that this year, most are looking forward to the cooler weather that fall brings. Definitely. I love fall. It's my favorite season. I love the colors of fall. I like the smells of fall. So all these fall goodie boxes have made me smile for sure. Okay, so it looks like this quilt finishes at 70 by 70, and it looks like a really simple quilt, which I can appreciate because it's going to go together really fast, I think. I'm looking, there's like little stars, and then there's these bigger pieces, but there's only 9 blocks, so I think this is going to be a quick sew. Now, she gives you all the fabric to do the main pattern, and like she said, she's got the border. You have to supply the background fabric, which most of us keep white or background in our stash, and that's what significantly makes these boxes more expensive. The more expensive boxes usually include some of that stuff, because the more fabric you put in, the more expensive the box is going to be, of course. So she usually doesn't include that, and that's okay by me, because I would rather her keep the box a little more affordable. So you'll need the Rustic Gatherings charm packs, which are right here. Let me show you guys these. Now, Primitive Gatherings is known for their Civil War reproductions, but I think this might be the first time they've done a fall line. I'm not sure. They also did a Christmas line this year, and I've liked both of them, and I don't typically go for their fabrics, but I think they're really pretty, and they were done in a way that they're not necessarily reproductions, but they could be looked at that way. They have their similar style with their little, let me find one. They're like little ditty florals and stuff like that, but in a different color palette, which makes it feel different than their reproductions. Now, I love reproduction quilts, but it's just not something that I enjoy sewing myself, but I love looking at them. So there's 2 of those. And then she said a 1/2 yard for outer border, which is this fabric right here. Oh, that's pretty. And then we'll need a yard of background fabric, which actually doesn't seem like a whole lot. So that's awesome. A 1/2 yard of binding. And she has 3¼ yards background. So I don't know if we need 2 different background fabrics or if that's supposed to be backing. Although for 70 by 70, I don't think that would be enough backing fabric. So maybe these 2 combined are what we need to finish this whole thing. Maybe that was for like the stars and this is for all the other background. Not sure. I'll look into that more later. But it doesn't bother me any because, like I said, this quilt is beautiful and I'm really excited to make this. And I think what will go best with this is, she's got it shown in a white here, but it could just be the photograph. I think this cream color would be a really nice background, and I definitely have a Bella Solid that looks like that. So I'm excited to make that. All right, then we have a coaster with a sewing machine on it. That's really cute. And here's that little ruler she was talking about that's going to help us make our blocks in this quilt. And then, ooh, it's got pre-cut dust on it. That'll come off though. There's this Metler cotton silk finished thread, and Metler makes really nice thread. I feel like it's very equivalent to Aurifil, but it's got like a shiny finish. So if you like a shiny finish or you want to use this for your binding, that'll look really pretty. So that's nice and black. And then we have a pencil that says Man, you don't realize how much pre-cut does it makes a mess. Quilt math is hard. That's hilarious. And then we have a Tootsie Pop, which is, when I get this box, my kids love it because they always get a treat out of it. So that will be the kids. And then Spellbound by Sweet Fire Road. And this is the fabric that was in her special edition Halloween treat box. Now that was not included in the membership. This was an extra box, but it's really, really pretty. And that one was really cute. There was pumpkins and cats coming out of the pumpkins. So if you're a cat person and you like fall and you like pumpkins, you might want to look at that box. And I will link that down below again. Or you can go check out my video on that one, which I'll link at the end of this video, and you can see that one. Okay, so that was treat box number 14. Great box. All right, we're 2 for 2 so far. I like purple and I like the fall fabric. So, but as you can see, these are all very different boxes. I get asked all the time what my favorite subscription box is. And it's really hard to say your favorite because they're all a little bit different. The other one was a sewing project box. So if you like to sew other than quilt, that one's for you. This is a quilting project box. So this one always has a quilt pattern, as you guys saw, with fabrics to make the quilt. And that's why I love this one, because I am a quilter through and through. That's the main thing I like to do. So I love that, this box for that. And the next one I'm going to open, the Soya Friends box. They do include a video and a pattern. They don't put a pattern in the box though, so you don't necessarily have to use their pattern. And that's what I kind of like about theirs. Theirs is more fabric based. You get a bunch of fabric and you can either go download their pattern and use it, or you can find something else. So let's take a peek in the Soya Friends box and see what came this month. So this is the Soya Friends box, and they call it something different every year. The first year they did a grunge box. The second year they did a basic box, and this year it's a friends box, meaning that one of their friends within the industry, or even 1 month was their wives, curated this box. Next year is going to be a whole new box. They reset every January with a new sort of theme. I think this next year is going to be the best one yet, because every year they've gotten better and better. So I'm really excited for that. They will start announcing that sometime in December. So if you are a Soya fan, or if you like their box this year, keep an eye on their channel in January or in December. That's when they start talking about it, and they talk about it on their lives. They're at Soya Quilting right here on YouTube. So you'll have to go to like their Tuesday or Saturday lives, and they'll talk a little bit about their box. And if you're a current box subscriber, unless you cancel, your subscription rolls over to the next year. So keep that in mind too. If you're subscribed this year and you're not interested in getting next year because you want to try something new, you'll need to cancel. But if you're a subscriber and you want next year's, you don't have to do anything. It'll just roll over. And if you're not subscribed and you would like to start up this box, you can start that up. I believe it's in December. So right here on top. Oh, all right. I said it was a grunge box a couple years ago. Well, this month is all grunge. And if you guys know me and have been around my channel at all, I love grunge. So this is my favorite one so far this year, just because of the grunge. This makes me smile, and I'm working on 2 different quilts right now that I'm using, both of them I'm using grunge for, so this is perfect. Okay, so the first thing I see is the Soya Quilting sticker. It says Las Vegas's #1 quilt store since 2016. That's a nice sticker. I'm not one to put other people's logos on my things, but I really like this sticker, so I'll save it. I just won't stick it on my things. I put my logo stuff on my things, but that's a nice sticker, and they are always very good quality. So if you're a sticker kind of person, you'll like their stickers. Now, this month it looks like, let's see, they have somebody named Kelly curating their box, and until I see says she's a colleague and a friend. I'm not sure where they know her from, but this lady here is curating this month's box, which I love her already because she gave us grunge. So what they do is they give you this card that talks about the person, and then on the back side there's this QR code, and that's how you get the video and you get the patterns. And there's also an interview with the person who curated the box, so I can go there and find out more about her. So I'm not gonna I want to cover that because you guys shouldn't be able to get into that. So I'm going to go there later, scan this, get the pattern, get the video, and check out what about her. I guarantee you I won't be using whatever pattern they have unless it's amazing, just because like I said, I'm working on 2 grunge projects already, and I see some of these colors right away are going to work in some of my projects. So I will probably use these for that, unless their pattern is so amazing that I like, okay, I have to make a 3rd grunge quilt. All right, so I'm going to take these out for a second and see what else is in here. They usually throw a small notion in, and this month it's the Kai seam ripper, and I didn't even need to look at the paper to see what that was. These are great. These are almost like those eyebrow shavers that women use, but the nice thing about these is that when you need to rip your seams apart, you can go along the seam, it rips it right out, and it doesn't cut your fabric. So if you ever used a seam ripper and you like ripped a hole in your fabric, these don't do that. So I really do like these. I have a couple of them actually. So I'm glad to add that to my pile and go in my retreat bag. And they always include a large spool of Aurifil thread. They used to kind of coordinate it with the fabric. Now it seems like it's sort of kind of random, because I've gotten some pretty strange colors that have nothing to do with the fabric, but I love Aurifil thread, so I haven't minded because I've just added it to my stash of Aurifil. I hate to admit this, but I'm a little bit of a threadaholic. I know most of you are a fabricaholic, which I do have a lot of fabric, but I think I actually might have more thread than fabric. So I'm always happy to get thread, but to be fair, I sew a lot and I long arm. So I have long arm fabric or long arm thread. I have regular thread. So I have hundreds and hundreds of spools of thread. But at Low Aurifil, I probably have nearly, not every color, but nearly every color. And thanks to them, they've been adding to my stash. Okay. The other thing that was included this year, which hasn't been in other years, so I really love this, is that they're doing a block of the month. Now this month it's called Honey Blossom, and usually I show these in my video, but I will show this again next month. I will finish this, and next month when the next Friends box comes, I will show you all the blocks so far that are done. I have all my blocks done so far, up to date. I'm really proud of myself for keeping up with this one because I have so many projects going on that it's easy to kind of get behind. But I've definitely kept up with this one. I've really enjoyed that they've had a block of the month in these boxes, because sometimes you can't get to the project in the box right away, but it's one block, right? It's not a whole quilt. So you at least feel like you're getting something accomplished out of the box. And these fabrics are so pretty. These are confetti cotton solids from Riley Blake. So really nice solids. I like the colors that they've chosen too. I'm not a big like solids person sewer, but they've chosen some really bright, pretty, rich, nice colors for this. So I've really enjoyed this block of the month, and I'm excited to see what they do for the last one, and if they give us finishing instructions, or if we have to figure that out on our own, or what they're going to do, or if they have a finishing kit. I don't know what's going to happen. They haven't said. Now these are smaller blocks. They're only 10 by 10, so that's the other reason I'm interested to see what they do, because 10 by 12, 10 by 10 blocks doesn't get you a very large quilt. So I'm hoping there's going to be a fun finishing kit with some maybe extra little blocks or some sashing blocks or something like that to make this quilt just a little bit bigger, because it is really nice. I really, really like it. That raspberry color is gorgeous. I don't think it's coming across raspberry. It's looking a little bit red, but it's beautiful. Okay, so that is the Soya Friends, or the Soya Friends box. So look at all these gorgeous grunges. There's light pink, there's a purple, a light purple, kind of a blue purple like periwinkle. This is like a magenta, grape, cordovan, which is a name that I couldn't think of last week in a video. This is a blue, and oh, this teal blue is so pretty. You guys know I love my blues. So, and this is a lighter teal blue. This is like a, not cobalt, what's the word? What's the one I'm looking for? Cadet blue, something like that. This is like a forest green, really pretty. And then a kind of lighter green, which is interesting because it's just not really in the same tone family as the rest of these. They're all kind of darker except that really light pink. So be interesting to see what the project is. Now usually when I get the box, they don't have the project up yet. They might have the video, but they usually don't have the pattern. I am going to go check that here and see if they've got it up. If that's the case, when you get your box, just wait a couple days and it'll be up. They've gotten better about getting it up before the boxes arrive, but some months they're still not. And so, you know, I have lots of other projects going on, so it doesn't bother me. I'll get to it eventually. Just make sure that you keep that paper that came in there with the information and the QR code. If you lose this QR code, you can probably email them and get a link, but that's your link to your pattern and your interview and the tutorial and all that stuff. So make sure you don't lose that. Hang on to that. All right, so that was the Soya Friends box. Thanks for watching today while I opened all these boxes. It was an amazing couple days of Happy Mail. It's always fun to get Happy Mail instead of bills. So we have three very different boxes as a recap. We have the So What box, was that purple scarf project. This is definitely more for if you're a sewist. As a quilter, I don't enjoy this box as much as I enjoy the others, but it is nice sometimes to have a small project to work on in between your big quilts and kind of cleanse your palette a little bit. So that's nice, and I really like this project, so I definitely will do it. So people ask me all the time what my favorite box is, and it's really hard to compare them because they're not apples to apples, as you can see from this unboxing. Pastry Shop quilts, if you're a quilter and you like to have your project curated for you, this is a wonderful box. Great box. I always love this box. It's a good value for what you get. As you guys know, fabric and everything has gotten really expensive. So I like that she has not raised the price. I like that you obviously don't get the background fabric, but other than that, you get everything else you need. But most of us quilters have a bunch of background fabric in our stash. I know some of you out there buy background fabric by the bolt. So for me, this is not a problem. I like this box because her quilt patterns are always great. And then there's the Soya Friend box. I love the Friend box because you get all that fabric, and if you don't want to do their pattern, you can get creative and figure out something on your own. Or if you've got that one pattern in your stash, because I know you all do, because I do, and I know lots of people have said, how do you organize patterns? Because y'all got as many patterns as I do. You might be able to go in and say, oh, I have a fat quarter pattern that needs X amount of fat quarters, and this had it, so I now can make that pattern. So I like that you have that option with this box, that they give you the cuts, and it's not just charm packs or something like that you have to make fit to like her pattern or a pattern. Not that I don't like that, because obviously I love her patterns, but I'm not picking on Pastry Shop specifically, but I like that they give you fat quarters, because fat quarters I feel like are the most versatile cut for quilters. They're a good size that you can use for nearly every pattern on the market. I know there's some that need yardage, like half yards and more, but there's so many fat quarter patterns on the market that if you don't like their pattern, what they offer you through that QR code, you can always find a good fat quarter pattern. And fat quarters can be cut into smaller pieces too. So sometimes you can get more than one project out of this. So let's say a pattern like the chandelier pattern that's so popular right now that uses 5-inch charm squares, or 5-inch, squares. If you love that and you love the grunge, which I love grunge, and you want to make that out of this, you can cut these and make that, and then you're gonna have a ton of fabric left over, so you'll have a whole nother project. So you can almost get 2 quilts out of this. So that's one of the reasons I love the Soya box, because they give you nice size pieces of fabric. All right, so the only other one, which I don't have right now because it hasn't come out for November yet, and I've already done the video for the October one, is the new one from Forward Fabric Studio. Now, if that was in this pile, that would be one of my top ones, because they did a really great job. We'll see what happens with that box this next month. They have sold out each and every month, but they do have a notification button if you're interested in that one. You could take a peek at my video and then go over to Fort Worth Fabric Studio and sign up on their list to be notified when they bring more in stock. Anytime a company is starting a new project or a new program, they don't know what the response is going to be. They don't know how many to order. So Fort Worth is in that spot right now, and it looks like every month they're going to ramp up production based on how many people say, please notify me to let me know when you have more in stock. If they have 30 people say that, they'll probably order another extra 20 or whatever it is. But also don't forget that when we order fabric as a shop, you have to order 6 to 9 months ahead of time. So it can take them a while to get up there in numbers because we're ordering so far ahead of time. But their box was really great as well. There's other boxes on the market, and a few of them I've had in the past and I've canceled for various reasons, and that's already on my channel, so you can take a peek at that. None of them were bad boxes. There was definitely reasons why I canceled them. Some of them are just starter boxes for people who are new to quilting or sewing and they need a lot of things, and I think those are great, and those are great boxes for that, and they're good on your budget as well. But I'm beyond that. I've gotten to the point where if I get those boxes, I probably already have that notion 3 or 4 times, and I've probably seen that fabric. So I'm getting more of these kind of boxes where I get fabric that I can do something with, or this kind of box where it comes with a project that I can sit down and make. I prefer that other than a bunch of notions that I already have or have been around for years and probably have 3 or 4 of them through boxes or acquiring or whatever. So there's nothing wrong with those boxes. There's nothing wrong with other ones on the market. So definitely check them out. There's a ton more. It just depends on what level you are at in your quilting journey. So I hope you enjoyed this unboxing, and I hope you check out all these fun boxes. They're great for various different reasons, as I've stated. And like I said, I get asked all the time, what is my favorite? It's really hard to pinpoint that, but I definitely have a top 3. So that being said, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and I will see you all really soon. Bye. Oh yeah, well, the one thing I also wanted to say, and I forgot, so I'm back again, you're not rid of me yet, is that I've had several people ask me what advent boxes I'm getting this year. So that is in addition to the regular monthly boxes, right? A lot of these quilting companies had started doing advent boxes. So like when we were a kid, right, we had the countdown to Christmas where you get a chocolate a day out of the little box, you found the number. A lot of these quilting companies have caught on that us quilters like to be spoiled. And they have come up with advent boxes for quilters or sewers. And a lot of you out there have asked me which ones I'm getting. So I thought I'd go over that really, really quick. Some of them still have availability, some of them don't. Jenny's Countdown to Christmas box from Missouri Star Quilt Company. I know that I had pre-ordered it way back in May when they started pre-orders. I've already got it here, but it's sitting in a corner so I don't peek. I've got that box, and I'm going to be opening that with my good friend Stephen Bland of Bland Designs and the Idiot Quilter. We opened it together last year and we had the most fun seeing each other's reactions, so we're going to do that again. And these are all going to be opened in the month of December. December is what we call Vlogmas here on YouTube. It's a chance for YouTube creators to make a video each day in December and kind of share with you either advents or what's going on with their life. They're typically short videos, less than 10 minutes. Most of them are 5-6 minutes or so. But it's just a fun thing for us to do and a challenge for us, right? Because making a video every day, that's a lot of work. But it's also very rewarding seeing you guys all the time. So anyway, the Jenny's Countdown to Christmas box, and I will link that down below if it's still available. I don't know. They had said that they had a few extra and they were selling them. They may have sold out. Not sure. I'm also getting GE Designs, or Gudrun Erla. You guys know her. She does the Stripology rulers. She's coming out with a Christmas projects. I'm not sure if it's really an advent box. I know it's projects. It's project based, and I think they start coming, I want to say, mid-November. I'm not very good with the information, am I? I saw some people get this. I didn't realize that she had a box, and then once I did this year, I saw that people had gotten it previous years, and I didn't look at any videos or anything like that. I'm not sure if I even saw any on YouTube. I'm sure there's someone out there who posted it, but I saw people talking about it, and they said it was a really, really great box, and it was project based, and I like project based things rather than just getting a whole bunch of stuff, right, that I may or might not use. So I was really excited about that, so I popped over and got that one. Now I believe that one is sold out, but if it's not, again, I'll link it down below. I also got an advent box from a small company on Etsy, because I like to support small companies. I'm a small company on Etsy, she's a small company on Etsy, but her quilt shop is called Sunny Path Fabrics. I got her advent box last year. If you guys were watching my channel last year for Vlogmas, she put all art gallery fabrics in there. There was a fabulous couple of patterns. The fabric was amazing. I loved that box, and for what it cost versus what we got, the value is definitely there. And like I said, I like to support small shops. So I will link that down below as well. So Sunny Path Fabrics, that was a great box. I'm so excited about this year's box. Also, let's see, I'm getting the Cotton Cuts Batik box where you open one every day up to Christmas. Well, you have choices. You can do 24 days or 31 days. Not sure if they still have any of those left either. I will check that out and see. But you could either get batiks or cottons, and they also do a notions box. Now, this is one that I did the notions box last year, and I didn't enjoy it, but that was just me. And I didn't enjoy it just because everything that was in there were already things that I'd seen, I'd had 2 or 3 of, and so a lot of it I ended up just giving away, which I was happy to give it away that somebody else could use it. But for me, spending that much money on a box where I'm going to give everything away doesn't make much sense, right? So I believe that's it, and that's enough. I wanted to get a little bit more of a variety this year, so I went ahead and got all those things. So I'm really excited for Vlogmas, and thank you for the questions asking me which ones I'm getting. If I would recommend one out of all those, if you can only get one, gosh, that's a hard thing, again, like with the boxes. It depends on what you're looking for. But if you wanted one that was like not project based, I would say Sunny Path Fabrics, because it supports a small business. The fabric is all art gallery fabric, and if you've ever touched art gallery fabric, you know how soft and amazing it feels. The fabric was beautiful. The couple of notions we got were great, and the pattern that we got with it was amazing. So that would be the one that I would pick if I could only recommend one. But again, it's whatever your liking is and your cup of tea and what you can afford, because there's different budgets. Okay, well, that's it. And on another note, I do have a few of my own Christmas boxes left. Not many, though. Thank you to everybody who has purchased one. So I'll link that down below if you're interested. It is a mystery, just like everybody else's box. But I did try to make this one more affordable because I know times are tough, especially around Christmas. The economy's not great right now. So I really wanted to make a very affordable box that you could bring you a little bit of Christmas cheer. Those will be shipping out here in a couple weeks. So if you are interested in one of my boxes, go ahead and head on over. There's just a few left. So I would love to have you grab one and sew along with me. All right, guys, take care. And I'm going to go for real now. Bye.